The Declutter Effect.
It's been a while since we enjoyed watching a series or movie together. I think after Ozark, we haven't found something that's both our cup of tea show wise. And the writers and actors strike in the US has caused some major productions to halt.
Yeah, the strike is massive, and I think it's been the first time both the Writers and Actors Guild went on strike at the same time for more than 50 years.
For the writers, I think they've been striking for a few months, and now one of the major areas of contention between the union and the studios like Disney, Warner Brothers, is the pay. And many people are saying that, yeah, it's definitely high time for a hike. As for the actors, I read and saw some clips of one of the controversial changes in their contract, which is the extensive use of AI. So, AI again. And there's been major movie premiere walk off since then, like I think Oppenheimer and Barbie, and some productions halting, such as Deadpool 3, the new Mission Impossible movie, and the much anticipated House of the Dragons.
And speaking of House of the Dragons, let's go back to your thought at the top of the episode that we haven't watched something we both enjoyed for quite a while. The last show we did watch together that really made us binge the entire series several times was Game of Thrones.
Ah, yes, that was a special one, I remember. Although it got mixed reviews, especially that last season, it had more magical and unforgettable moments than any series I've watched for a long time. Though, in my honest and humble opinion, I'm sure not a lot of people will agree, but I think Succession takes the cake.
That one I have to watch, really. One of the most memorable quotes from Game of Thrones is from the Stark family, and it goes, "The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives." And this was ingrained in the minds of the Stark siblings at a very young age. This is the same mantra that guides our agency, so I wanted to talk about this. This is something we're both very passionate about.
Yeah, let's unpack this. So, before Team Declutter became a fully registered agency, we operated on the freelancing market. The 2010s onwards is when the gig economy started to take shape, and in 2017 is when I was first introduced to freelancing and the creator economy when I started as a virtual assistant back then. And the experience was both exciting, as I saw it as such a lucrative industry, but at the same time, it was overwhelming because you're all on your own. There's no one to guide you, no teammate to hold your hand when you're feeling a little lost or unmotivated. It's all on you. And working remotely doesn't help either. You feel pretty disconnected or confined from the rest of the world from time to time.
What was the most number of clients you've had to handle by yourself?
I think it was seven. Yeah, I think it was seven at a given time, all by my lonesome. And you were also handling your own clients as well, right? You were working with an Australian client, handling their Shopify e commerce site.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's been quite a while handling the front end of their store as well as their inventory.
And then as for me, I was working with these seven clients, and it was my first time to work with a Russian client. She's great and all, and she's very sweet, but the tasks were difficult.
And you remember how many times you've cried?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot for me, for both of us, right? With that Russian client, I learned to do SEO and blogs for the first time. I thought it was just as simple as publishing a blog and attaching a photo, like a blog photo, but I didn't know there was so much going on behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, all the sleepless nights. But all's well that ends well, since everything we both learned, we were able to pass on to our team and more.
But yeah, going back to that time when I was just doing things on my own, instead of having a team to rely on, or in our case, an agency, that really burned both of us out. It was lucrative, but work life balance definitely wasn't there. And that feeling of working on a silo, especially for someone like me who's been used to working for somebody or working with a team, that was important when I had my corporate job, but that all went out the window when we started freelancing.
I want to poke on that more, that feeling of isolation. So, collaboration versus isolation, and why the current economic landscape favors collaborative teams versus highly skilled individuals. If you're jumping from a corporate or typical 9 to 5 job, freelancing is very exciting, especially if you're in your mid or late 20s and don't have kids yet. It feels like you're going on an adventure. But as you get on your fifth, sixth, seventh month or so, that feeling of being overwhelmed or overworked starts to kick in.
It does.
And you start looking around, wishing you have the reinforcement you need to get going. This is a similar experience if you're a solo entrepreneur.
Which most of our clients are. And yeah, even the two of us, we've felt this way many times in our lives since we're serial entrepreneurs ourselves.
The term serial entrepreneurs. It can get tiring for sure, which is why you and I came to the conclusion that collaboration is the key to achieving quote unquote fulfillment, which is a component of success. Teams provide a strong support system, and you all enjoy and benefit from working with a dynamic energy that brings out the best in each other. The way we're working with our clients, they definitely benefit from working with a team or an agency because of that wealth of skill, talent, and expertise. And again, that's key to achieving success.
Well, success can come in many ways, one of which is how you want to build a brand and ultimately a legacy of creating an impact in your industry or community that creates a ripple effect throughout time. Thanks for listening to this episode, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. This is Team Dklutr signing off. Take care, stay curious, and bye for now.
Clutter effect.